So I'm sitting here this morning trying to figure out why my camera is black. Like it's not showing anything, even though it's lit up like it's working, and I've never had an issue with this program before. I had the lens cap on. So good morning, everybody. I am Chloe, and this is Rise and Right. This is going to be possibly a slightly weird one. We have some tree eyes coming out today, so they're supposed to be here between 8 and 10, which it is 8 o'clock where I am right now. So there's probably going to be a morning where I just a moment where I just skedaddle off to go deal with that. I'll be back. I'll go ahead and set a timer and everything. But if I'm not back immediately, it's because of tree guys. Like if I'm not back before that timer is up, it's not that I forgot about you. It's probably that the tree guys have forgotten which trees they need to take down. And hopefully they ask me instead of, screwing anything up. So anyways, I'm going to be getting some work done. Right now I am designing my Medium page because I've decided I'm going to start writing for Medium. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Write a whole bunch of short stuff. I had mentioned it yesterday, but I hadn't looked too in depth into it and what their content is. Apparently you can just literally write anything, and there's not even a wall or anything. I didn't have to say I was 18 for any of the smut pieces that I saw yesterday. It was real weird, but if that's how Medium rolls, that's how they roll, and I'm gonna take advantage of it. So that being said, though, I did not see a whole lot of fantasy or sci-fi erotica, so it might totally tank on me, but that's okay, because worst case scenario, I end up having a collection of short sci-fi erotica that I'm in groups to sell that sort of thing. It's just that they're steamy romance / erotica, so I'm there for the steamy romance, and I literally have no idea how to sell short erotica, but those people all do. So yeah, Medium works or it doesn't, and I put them somewhere else. So Laura has finished rewriting the end of her gothic horror romance short story. That is fantastic. Did it end up being romance, or does it have an unhappy ending? I'm curious, because I know that there is kind of a debate there, or is this a different one? Sorry, camera's just doing weird stuff. There we go. And Courtney is here. Good morning, Courtney. I will tell them you said hi, and by that I mean I will tell them I'm in the middle of an important meeting, so I only have a couple minutes to deal with you. And that is one of my favorite aspects of COVID and the quarantine world that we're living in, is that every single time somebody comes over to do any sort of maintenance, I'm in the middle of a very important meeting. I gotta go. And it works out really well, because otherwise I feel like I need to, entertain them or whatever. I don't know. Anyways, let's go ahead and get our first sprint going. Finding the right buttons. StreamYard just changed some of their buttons. They're in the exact same place that they always were. They just have a slightly different graphic to them. And of course, that means that my entire world is devastated by it. So, oh, perfect. It's already set to 10 minutes. So we're going to go for 10 minutes, and then we will go from there. And again, if I don't immediately restart the show when the sprint is done, it means that the tree guys just showed up. So anyways, let's go for 10 minutes. Okay, that was time on the first sprint. Yes, the tree guys, I know this is real weird because we haven't paid them yet, and I know that they're not going to take the trees before we pay them, so I'm sure they're going to come to the door soon, but they haven't yet. So, tree guys are here. I might be skedaddling for a second. The moment that one of them knocks on the door, it's okay. That's what's going on. I'll be back. So, because of that, I worked a little bit on this medium profile thing, which I don't even need to get this account set up yet because I have no content for it. And I was going to wait until I have a good backlog of content before I start publishing anything, because supposedly the thing with Medium is that you really have to publish constantly. Like, you can't take a week off from it. I'm sure that once you get like a good readership, a good thing of followers, it's fine. But like at the beginning, you really need to be publishing like every single day. So there's absolutely no rush for me to set up this account, but I was hoping, I was waiting on the tree guy. I didn't want to get into these edits and then have him come up to the door, but that's okay. So basically I got nothing done there as well because it was like not saving what I was doing there. I don't know. Anyways, so Laura's gothic horror romance ends a little ambiguous. Not sure if his ghost actually shows up to be with her again. She stole his body so he could haunt her, so they could be together again. I love it. I absolutely love it. Especially, I believe I have mentioned this. Hopefully it was you last time as well, because otherwise a whole lot of people are writing about this, which would be cool but weird. I do have an obsession with body snatching, but thanks to middle school. Just accept that. I know it sounds like a Stand By Me craziness, but actually I just had to do a report on it in middle school. Allie is still waking up. The cat woke her up at 3 a.m. because she wanted attention. I also had that happen last night. What was weird for me, though, is it wasn't this one who is the attention whore. Well, it was that one. They've merged together. That one who is not usually an attention whore. But ever since everything has fallen apart in this house, he wants attention. And so I'm a side sleeper. So last night it was probably 2 o'clock in the morning. Sorry if my screen froze. That was weird. Anyway, so last night it's 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm a side sleeper. I've got my arm like this. My finger is bitten. My finger. Oh God, this demonstration didn't work right because of that. Anyways, my finger is bitten. And I open my eyes, and he is laying here with his butt right here, biting these fingers to get me to pet him. Yeah, so we had a rough night. And then I believe he's also the one who bit me at 6 o'clock this morning, which is when I did ultimately get up. So I am not well rested right now. That's okay. I'm going to be so productive today. And Courtney made food and started laundry, and we'll be writing now. I also have to do laundry today, but we'll see. I'm not good at getting laundry done. Is anybody? I don't know. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump into our next sprint. I'm going to leave that on the screen. For anybody new who walks in, again, just in case they happen to come up to the door in 17 minutes, and I am still dealing with, oh no, Alice was knocking stuff off the bookcase. Thank God that is one thing that my cats do not do. For all of my cats' problems, they do not knock things off shelves or even really get on shelves because they don't jump very well. Okay, so let's go ahead and do our next sprint. We're going to go for 20. Hopefully I will be back in 20 minutes. If not, y'all hold the fort and I'll be back. All right, we're back. I don't know. I don't know how much of that you can hear, but there is currently a tree being destroyed, and oh my god, look. So if I were to ever go on TikTok, I feel like my first video would be just of this cat freaking out with the theme song to MASH playing, which means that literally nobody would watch it except other, like, Gen X. Oh god, he is so freaked out right now. Anyways, can you guys hear that? Or is my microphone... Sometimes my microphone is good about not picking up terrible sounds, and sometimes it likes to pick them up. So I did get a little bit of work done, but that noise was a startle, and then, you know, trying to calm the cats and everything. So I got like half a scene edited. It's all right. Sako has joined us from Twitch. Hey, Sako. And CB has joined us. Also, if I'm like yelling, it's because of that, and just tell me to stop yelling. I don't know the correct volume for my voice right now. Good morning, Shadow. Thanks for joining. Yes, I've got 2 scared kitties. You can only see one of them because the other one is like darting around the room. I feel like this is particularly problematic for them because my room is usually the safe space. But it's happening like right outside my bedroom. So like right on the other side, like that's a window that I'm pointing at, and they're right on outside that window. So really the rest of the house is more quiet. Oh, they're done. They're done with that. Like there are 7 trees that they're taking down. They're nowhere close to done, but they're done with that chipper or whatever the hell it was. Also, I haven't paid them yet, which I feel like, I don't know. I guess I don't usually deal with tree services, but you would think that I should be like you. I was expecting to pay them before they chop down the trees. Like, take my money first. What if I'm a deadbeat? You don't know me. No. So Sako has said they might bill me later. No, we told them that we were going to have, like, there was no billing later. We have a check sitting there to give them. So I don't know. I guess if it's a check, it really doesn't make any difference anyways, because they're not going to know if there's any money in that account until later. I don't know. Anyways, I will let them do them for now. And I'm just going to leave that message on the screen for the show again, just in case they do randomly knock on the door in the next hour and a half. Courtney can hear it, but not now because it's quiet now. And now now all my sound, my volume, my hearing is messed up, but that's okay. Courtney wrote 594. That's fantastic. And CB has done 1,049 in the past hour. That is also fantastic. If I'm kind of doing marathon writing, then, you know, where I am just going to sit there for an hour and write. I usually don't, but when I do, my goal is always 1,000. I feel good about getting 1,000 an hour. They are out there with chainsaws now. And you know, that's easier. I can deal with chainsaws. The cats don't look like they can deal with chainsaws, but that's okay. Yeah, so we're almost there. And CB says it might be worth going and speaking with them just in case they haven't got the message about the check. I mean, so this is like they're expecting this to take six hours? 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2. Yeah, he said that they were going to be here from like 8 to 2. So they're going to be here for about 6 hours. So I'm not too worried about it. My roommate just texted me asking if the cats are freaking out, which is funny because I sent him a photo of the cat freaking out. And apparently, I mean, I guess with cats, you know, the ears pinned back expression can be just as much I hate you as I'm freaking out. So I guess you didn't figure that out. Okay. So let's go ahead and do our next sprint. And it's about to get loud again, I think. So perfect timing for that next sprint. Yes. I'll see you guys in 20 minutes. I'm back. It's loud outside again. Cat is freaking out again. Oh, Tonk. We're doing the best we can here. Oh, let me get that screen right. There we go. Yeah, so it's going and it's loud here, and that's okay. I finished a scene, so that's something. And I got the cats some drugs that they are refusing to go into their nip dens to get the drugs, but I did my best. Got myself another cup of coffee. I am telling myself it's going to be okay. I'm going to be able to get all kinds of work done today. I'm not going to be able to get any work done today. So let me know how y'all did during that sprint. Elizabeth just joined, tuning in late for a couple of sprints. We got 2 more sprints to go today. So you are not late at all. Plenty more writing to be done. Try not to yawn on air, but that is impossible because I am a yawner constantly. I'm also at this point trying to figure out how to just subtly tell readers that I know the first part of this book sucks, but make it to part 2 and it's great at part 2. Part 2 right now, I have a wolf shifter who is trolling cat shifters online because she's bored. I also just had the other wolf shifter, a couple of deer shifters attempted to seduce him, failing hilariously. So, yeah, I just gotta figure out. I guess if it's the 4th book in the series, then I don't know that unless I have really been struggling with the rest of the series. If the rest of the series is good, and then I get to the 4th book and the first half of it is blah, I'm gonna finish it. So I'm gonna finish it, and then I'm gonna write in my review that started a little bit blah, but it was worth it. So hopefully that's exactly what's going to happen. Sako is figuring out how to set up a Ko-Fi to have things for donation. Fantastic. I haven't looked. Is it coffee? Is that how people pronounce it? I keep hearing it coffee, and that just says Ko-Fi to me. So just accept that I probably said it wrong. Anyways, I haven't really looked into them too much. As I mentioned earlier in the show, my newest thing is trying to figure out Medium to maybe get a little bit of money. A Psycho says coffee. So, yeah, I feel like I've heard both, and I don't know what their intention was, but of course there's the whole GIF debate where the inventor of it says it's GIF, and everybody's like, no, he's wrong. So who knows? In the days of internet, we just pronounce things however we feel like it, right? Courtney wrote 944 and thinks she sprained her finger. Was that on housework? Because I feel like I could not sprain a finger typing stuff, but lifting a laundry basket or whatever, absolutely. Shadow is just getting ready. CB wrote 193. Shadow agrees with Sako that it is coffee. And Courtney says, in reference to my issue about the first part of it, which is not half of it, it's about a third of it. It's a lot better if the first half is bad versus the second half being bad. I can easily forgive a bad start if it gets better. Yes, I totally agree. I don't know how many times somebody has asked for a recommendation, and I've said, I love this book, but just so you know, you have to get through 2 chapters of Nightmare, or even TV shows. I loved Warrior Nun. Is that what it was called? I've watched so many shows lately, since pandemic. I don't know. Anyways, Warrior Nun, I loved, but you have to get through the first 2 episodes. The first 2 episodes are meh. But yeah, so we do that all the time, and it's totally fine. Sako has really strong feelings about the GIF versus GIF thing. I happen to pronounce it GIF, so I am on his side, But again, people feel very strongly about this one. And Shadow wants to know if coffee is similar to Buy Me a Coffee. And I feel like they're all kind of in that like Patreon, but like a low grade Patreon level of things. But if I am wrong about that, somebody let me know. That's always at least what I have assumed from what I have seen about it. It is okay. So it is Buy Me a Coffee. I guess, did they just change their name? Is that what it was? I've only ever used it once. That was for a friend actually at the beginning of the pandemic. And I feel like at the time it was called Buy Me a Coffee. Or is it like called Buy Me a Coffee, but it's coffee.com? Whatever. Doesn't matter. And gotcha. So Courtney actually injured herself at the gym, so that makes much more sense. And Sako thinks that they've rebranded. Yeah, I feel like back in like March, it was still Buy Me a Coffee, which was funny because I don't know if it's the same thing, but it used to be set up where like you could change that to anything else. And so my friend had it set to Buy Me a Guinness. So, CB is also saying that the inventor of it is wrong about how to pronounce it. Again, people feel very strongly about this, which I think is real funny. That people are so like violently against what the inventor says it is, because like from my perspective, that's like saying that like, well, this is what you were named by your mother, but your mother pronounced it wrong, so I'm going to call you this instead. And that's not how the world works, but I guess with computer stuff it is. Okay, let's go ahead and do our next sprint. Maybe we'll be lucky, and when we come back, they'll be done chopping trees for a little bit, or done with grinding trees. It's the grinding that's really loud. So we're going to go for 20 minutes. It is 9:14 here in Atlanta, so we'll see you guys at 9:34, and we'll have one more sprint after that. Okay, that was time and good timing. They just turned that machine off. I still hear it echoing in my brain. So it's going to be a long day for me. And of course, we are not in a world of, we'll just go somewhere while they're doing it. I don't even think I can get out at this point, to be honest. They are blocking the driveway. But I mean, where would I go? Like, there's nowhere to go. It's really cold and gross out, too. It's really Atlanta cold and Atlanta gross. I know some of you are in like below zero temperatures right now, so please don't think that I'm not sympathetic to you when I'm complaining that it's like 50 degrees outside, but like it's 50 and it's gross. Also, so Shadow did some research and they are not the same site. They are competitors, Coffee and Buy Me a Coffee. And I tried, when I saw this, I looked around online to see if there were any articles about this. And the funny thing is that like all of the comparisons that I saw were either between Coffee and Patreon or Buy Me a Coffee and Patreon, but there was nothing Coffee versus Buy Me a Coffee except for one from Buy Me a Coffee, which of course was not everything about us is so much better. Like that was how it was, not an actual comparison that I take to heart. So, but they appear to be literally the exact same thing with like minor differences in like paying out and stuff like that. But they're the exact same thing. They're just two different sides. So, but Sako, that's okay. We all make mistakes like that. I've certainly done it myself. So Shadow says Medium has articles. So I was looking specifically for just those two. I did see quite a few that were rating the three of them, and like apparently there are tons of other services that do it. And I was just gonna like post an article that was a quick, this is the difference between the two of them, and nothing came up except for that one that was actually from Buy Me a Coffee. And I certainly wasn't gonna post that because it was a sales pitch for them. And I have no opinions on the matter. Oh, okay, so we have a lurker. I totally appreciate lurkers. You are welcome to lurk. I am not somebody who has an issue with lurkers, but Elizabeth has been trying to be at least a little bit productive and got 2 papers graded. Congratulations. I'm glad that I helped. And Elizabeth got 841 for that one. Fantastic. I got about halfway through a scene, but again, like things are chaos here right now. It's very loud, and there's like it's that point of too loud where it's not like I can put a white noise machine over it to muffle it, because it would literally be like, you know, standing next to a speaker at a rock concert, which makes me sound really old, but that's okay. It's also really funny. So this one time, this just made me think of this. Where I grew up, we had a concert venue that was really cheap near us. So we would go, it was basically a bar that had concerts that like, I saw a bunch of the Allman Brother offshoots at it. And there's, oh God, I'm blanking on their name. There's a Grateful Dead cover band that's amazing that I saw there. This was back in my hippie days when I was vending at music festivals and stuff. I'm actually not a big fan of Grateful Dead, but like you just gotta go because you gotta go. What else? I saw Vanilla Ice there. I saw Whitesnake there. I don't know. It was just this weird venue. But this one time, and like there's like a good standing area where like you can kind of hang out with people, but you're right next to a speaker. And this one time I went there And the next day I had to do a hearing test. Like I was going back to college at the time. And just part like I had to get shots for going back to school, and there was a whole physical. I don't know if I needed that or not, but like whatever, just do it. So they do a hearing test, and I'm like, oh, I didn't know this was happening. I promise that my hearing is actually really good, but like I'm gonna fail the F out of this test. And so I did the whole test, and apparently I did really well. I do have great hearing. But I get done with the test, and the nurse was like, "Were you standing on the I guess it would have been the left side of the stage?" And I was like, "Yeah, why?" And she's like, "Oh yeah, because you can't hear anything on that side right now." Like whichever way it was obvious that like that had been the side that the speaker was right in. And it was really, you don't really think about how much impact that stuff really has. Also, again, I vended at music festivals for over a decade of my life. So it is incredible that I can hear anything right now. But yeah, this whole thing, like I'm having issues hearing out of this side right now because that's where that machine is. And I'm just a lot more sensitive to it. So really quickly, I got a couple comments here. Courtney got some reading done, and it gave her inspiration for her story. That's fantastic. That is a lot of the reading that I do is, it's really funny. A lot of times when I'm trying to figure out something that I don't know a whole bunch about, I'll just go into my reading groups and be like, hey, does anybody have a book on this topic? Like not on that topic. Like I still want a fiction book. I don't want to read, the history of 19th century France, but like, do you get any books that take place then? And really I'm just asking because I'm writing something that takes place then, or like I need to know how an engine works or whatever. Oh yeah, Shadow is finally dressed and is considering signing up for both coffee and buy me a coffee and compare them because why not? Exactly, go for it. Whatever, see how they work. But yeah, like I said, if you Google buy me a coffee versus coffee, you'll get sent to buy me a coffee's take on why they're so much better. But it's good to like actually see it. And then you can write a Medium article about it because that's apparently how Medium works. Courtney loves trashy concert venues. I love trashy concert venues. But yeah, absolutely. And CB got a call from her uncle and FaceTime her mother, so no work done, but that's okay. Right now is another chance to get some work done. It is going to be my final sprint for the day because it is 9:42 already. We're going to go for 20 minutes. And then after that, what I'm actually going to do. Ooh, I'm sorry. I like seeing trees over there moving because the tree they're chopping down just hit one of them. It's okay. It was like a branch hitting a branch, but it still was like, anyways, after this, I'm going to be sewing. Solely because my sewing room faces the side of the house where they're doing the work right now, and I want to see them chopping down some trees. So we're going to write for the next 20 minutes, and then I'm going to go spy on them. Good luck, everybody. Okay, I am back. That is time, and that is the end of the show. As I yawn, excuse me. I tried to get that out before the timer went off, and obviously I didn't. Also, I had like a spelling continuity error going on that I need to fix. But like, I also cannot figure out how I've spelled it in the past. That's okay. That's okay. I'll poke around, figure it out, adjust accordingly. I have a feeling I spelled it the way I don't want it to be spelled, but that's okay. So during that sprint, CB wasted a bunch of time trying to figure out a math problem that Tony Stark's 10-year-old would be working on, and CB is useless at math. I am great at math, but also I understand that dilemma because I've certainly pissed away so much time trying to figure out the like smallest little detail that doesn't matter. This spelling error I have, it's literally because I'm referring to I believe it's a Beowulf reference. And of course, anything with Beowulf or from that time period, if it's not Beowulf, it's something comparable to that. Depending on which version of it that you're reading, you're going to have a different spelling for things. So, pissing away a ton of time figuring that out. Yes, the cats are totally freaked out by the tree stuff. And Elizabeth got one more graded. Slowly creeping out of this I don't want to grade funk. My roommate's girlfriend and also a close friend of ours are both college professors, and I've been hearing this a lot from them, especially now. Like, the more COVID wears on, the harder it's getting for them to like actually do stuff. So I get it. I hear it. And Elizabeth wrote 349, took the dog on a short walk, and put some ground beef in the fridge to defrost for tomorrow's dinner. Very productive. So, on that note, we are going to call it a day on this show. I probably will not be back on again today because of all that is happening. But I'll be back tomorrow, definitely tomorrow evening, for Night Right. That is going to be 8 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow. And then I'll be back on 10 a.m. on Thursday and 8 a.m. on Friday. So hopefully I will see you guys sometime then. And if you subscribe to my Twitch channel below, I do pop on randomly. I don't think I'm going to today, but hopefully I will be doing some random pop-ons because I need to get work done. So you guys all have a great day and go get some work done.